Hey guys, so today I'm going to just have a discussion like I used to my first couple of videos. I just want to talk a little bit about exercise and a little bit more on the types of different exercises. So when I say that, I mean I'm going to talk about the benefits of bodybuilding and then the benefits of CrossFit. I want to talk about this today just because where I have done both, I wanted to just give you a generalization of the two and which might be better for you or more beneficial. And I also did running a lot in high school, and I've been running a little bit. I'm not very good, but I'm not the worst, which is good. And my numbers have been getting a lot lower for my kilometers. So I'm trying to do 2.5 Ks and then 5 Ks. The 5 Ks I'm trying to get in under 30 minutes, and that's when I say I'm not that great. I'm around 35 right now, but I did start at 43. So, and that was only within the last like 4 or 5 months. I think I just got it back really fast where I have that runner's background. So I just wanted to talk about those two things really, and just maybe help people who are wanting to start going to the gym to know which would be better for you, because I do a lot of CrossFit. I do probably go about 4 days a week, and I actually got a plan where I was doing accessory work at the gym outside of going to CrossFit classes, and that plan seemed more like a bodybuilding type exercise plan, but it was to help build accessories so that I can do the CrossFit moves more like higher weights and more efficiently and better form. So I do like both. I definitely, for myself, I enjoy CrossFit a little bit more. Well, a lot more, but that's just because for me, CrossFit is something that you get like an endorphin rush when you're done. Mostly when you do like the AMRAPs, which means as many reps as possible, and like every minute on the minute, which is an EMOM, or it could be like every minute on 2 minutes. So basically those ones are like more speed, but keeping your good form and things like that, picking a weight that is going to be difficult but not going to make your form break halfway through. So those ones are my favorite, and when you're done you get an endorphin rush and you feel like euphoric. It's so weird. I've never felt this. Like, I've bodybuilt for 7 years and I've never felt like this after a workout. It's like overwhelming happiness. I know this probably sounds so weird if you've never tried it, but if you've done CrossFit you probably understand. But you get so happy. Like, I'll be dying in sweat and I'll be smiling because I'm just like, it's almost like a high, like the runner's high. It's kind of similar. And it actually, because of that, I think that's why I started running again, because I'm now chasing that euphoric feeling. And I'll be halfway through a run, like say I'm at 15, 16 minutes, and I'll be like running and I'm starting to get tired out, but then all of a sudden something in my brain clicks and I just start smiling because I'm like, that's it. That's what I'm chasing. It's probably, it sounds kind of like a drug, but it's really fun. And I think there's worse things to be chasing. So that's CrossFit, is like those types of things. And I think I'm just going to talk all about CrossFit at first, and then I'll talk all about bodybuilding at the second half, just so that I keep kind of on the same track and I don't go all over the place. So there's as many reps as possible, every minute on the minute. We also have like skill building, which would be, say, build up to 5 split jerks or 5 cleans or 5 front squats, 5 back squats, like things like that. So they give you like 10-15 minutes and you would build up to that. And then you would have basically you can do one-on-ones if you want to improve a certain movement. There's many movements. I think there's like 27 in total. That could be wrong, but there's like quite a few. So there's like the cleans, the clean and jerks, the jerks alone, the snatches, the deadlift, the squat, front squat, back squat, bench. You have handstands, handstand push-ups, handstand walks. Like there's just lots. There's so many. And pull-ups. Like it just gets to the point that it's like, if you thought of it all and you want to get so good at all of it, it's going to overwhelm you. So my goal this year is to be able to get a pull-up, not a kipping pull-up like we see the CrossFitters do and we think, oh my God, their form's so bad. Like they just, yeah, that's a kipping pull-up, but they do strict pull-ups, and you can't do one without, like, you can't do the kipping until you can do a strict. Like, it's just a faster way of getting them. It's completely different. It's not, if you were to do a strict pull-up in in a workout, or a WOD, which is a workout of the day, then you have to do strict. You can't do kipping or you get no rep. So basically, sorry. I just know when I was a bodybuilder, I was always like that. Oh, well, their form sucks, so they're only doing it because they can go real fast because their form's so crappy. And like, I completely understand thinking that if you've never tried it. So anyways, there's just, my goal this year is to get a pull-up, at least one pull-up. And I actually had a goal of getting 5 push-ups, and I'm already there, and it's March. So I'm pretty proud of myself. I don't know if I go like to depth, like the lowest I can go, but I can do 5 pull-up or push-ups in a row. So I'm pretty proud of myself for that. And then getting my clean to 100 pounds, which I'm so close. It's all in my head. I'm at like 95 pounds, and then once I get a little bit more than that, I can't even put half a pound on. I'll just, like, my head's like, no, you're not doing it. You're out. So those were my goals. And then as I get to those goals, I'll make new goals, like 3 at a time, so I don't get overwhelmed. So CrossFit is like more of a community. There's high fives all the time, which when I first started, I was like, I hate high fives. I'm not doing that. But it's just the people that you do it with all the time. So you know that it feels good. Like you're building friendships and community, and you're supporting each other. And when you go through a hard workout like that with each other, at the end, you're like, dang, I don't want to swear. We got that done, and like, you're proud of each other, and the high fives are worth it. So that's like CrossFit in a nutshell. It's more for the people that want to make friendships, want to push their bodies to an extreme. But you can also start CrossFit from scratch. Like, if you're wanting to join a gym, you can join CrossFit. It seems so overwhelming, and like, you have to have this crazy upper body strength to do all these movements, but everything is scalable. And I don't know if people fully understand that. So just for an example, if the workout was 5 strict pull-ups, say an AMRAP, so as many reps as possible in 10 minutes, 5 strict pull-ups, and then 5 push-ups, just say. I feel like that would be a really hard work. Anyways, if that was the case, then you would be able to you can't do 5 strict pull-ups. They'll say, okay, try 5 jumping pull-ups. You can't do 5 jumping pull-ups, try 5 banded pull-ups. Some people might find one or the other easier. Can't do those, then do ring rows, which is just the rings, and you pull yourself up like this, like, so it's using a little bit more of your, like, it feels like it's using your chest and your shoulders and your back, but you have to like pull yourself up. And then once you get to a ring row, you can do it basically standing up at first, and then you slowly move your body back and then back until you're like this to the ground, and the ring row's right here, and you're pulling yourself up. That's when you're ready to start to try and see if you can do like a pull-up or a jumping pull-up or a bandit pull-up with like not so much resistance. So there's always things that you can scale. So it's not just like, oh, well, you can't do a pull-up, well, then do a jump and pull-up. And if you can't do that, well, you can't do the workout. And that's kind of what it seems like, but it's not like that at all. It's very, very user friendly. Like every single person is going to get a workout in. So you could do ring rows, say, and if you can't do ring rows, you can do abs, like sit-ups. So like things are very, very attainable for every person. And then the 5 push-ups, obviously you can do push-ups from your knees, you can do push-ups onto like a bar if that's easier for you, onto a box, like tons of scalable options. I think people feel like, I don't know, I don't want to speak for people, but me, myself, I felt like I was going to go in there, not be able to do any of it, and everyone was going to judge me and look at me and be like, oh my God, why is she even here? Or like, she obviously can't be doing CrossFit. She better go back to like just working out by herself because she needs to get to a point before she can join CrossFit. And that's not the truth. Every single person there is so supportive too. So like there's a story about a girl who, this is at my gym, I wasn't there at this time, but she couldn't get all of her workout in, and it was like Annie or something where you had to do 21, I don't know all the girls, obviously, I'm still quite new, but say you had to do 21, 15, 9 deadlifts and then pull-ups, like just an example. She got like her 21 or 15 and she was trying to get through her 9 deadlifts, but she couldn't do the pull-up part. And then everybody stood up and did it with her. Like that's the community that is built through CrossFit. And it is amazing. Like when you go there, those people support you and just want to see you get better. Something I do want to mention, which I'm probably going to get a lot of hate about this, and it could just be the people I spend time with, but everyone at CrossFit, I've never heard somebody in CrossFit say how crappy bodybuilders are, or that they're doing things wrong, or that, oh, bodybuilders think they're better than everyone, blah, blah, blah. Like things like that. I don't hear that at CrossFit. But when I was a bodybuilder, I heard it so much about CrossFitters. Like, oh, well, they're only doing it because they're fit. Oh, I swore. I'm going to cut that part out so you'll see. And things like, oh, yeah, well, they're not that strong, actually. They're just jack of all trades, which kind of are. But just these things like derogatory or mean, or like just putting them down. And from what I've been through in life, what I've come to realize is you put things down because you're insecure about it and you're jealous. And I'm sorry. I'm so sorry if that offends people. And it could just be the people I spend time with. But now that, and I was one of them, 100%, I would always say stuff like that about CrossFitters. So now I grew quite a bit since then. But now that I've seen it, I would never say that. Even if like tomorrow I was like, you know what, I hate CrossFit now, I want to go back to bodybuilding, I would never put down CrossFitters because they are the most genuinely nice, amazing, supportive people that you'll ever meet. And they just, like, it's amazing. Like, it's just you walk in and it's just positivity everywhere. Like, you never go in and they're like, oh, this workout's gonna suck, I'm so mad, and whatever. Like, yeah, workouts are hard, and they're like, oh, like, I don't know if I can do this, but they're not, like, angry about it. I don't know. I just wanted to include that because I was on both sides, and I used to be the type that would just complain about it, but I was also secretly jealous and wanted to try it. And then when I started watching the CrossFit games, I was like, I want to do a handstand push-up. Like, but I couldn't, and I still can't, obviously. I can't even do a handstand. But so I think that that's a little petty. I would never, like, I have said that bodybuilding, it wasn't for me, like the actual competing in the shows, because I have an eating disorder. But I would never judge girls that do the bodybuilding shows and enjoy it and love it and look so happy. Like, I don't really judge people anyway, but like, those people, like, I'm so happy that they're doing the thing that makes them so happy. I just know if it's making you feel happy that 1 second of that one day that you worked so hard to get to, and you just kind of feel like you're like, I'm queen shoot. Like, cause that's what I used to do, is like the day of, I would feel like everyone was there to watch me, which is so funny because I was so bad. But, and like, if you're working and like getting to the point of, oh, well, I just need to be ripped, and that's what makes me happy, is when my body's ripped, not like the actual working out and enjoying your workouts and enjoying your foods. And like, yeah, obviously watching your body change is exciting, and I get that, but if that's the only reason you're doing it, then I think that there's other things that you would enjoy better. But if you are doing it and you love watching your body change, you love your salads with your chicken and very light dressing, or, and I'm not saying that in a condescending way, I'm being completely honest. Like, if you love that stuff, that is amazing. I'm so happy for you people that have found that and you love that. But I digress. So that is just basically CrossFit. And then my little rant there about hating on other people about anything, because I just think the fact that people are going to the gym, they're trying to better themselves, they're keeping themselves healthy, why would we like talk bad about each other? You're all doing amazing things, and if you're doing the thing you love and you're passionate about, that is like so amazing to see somebody do. And then bodybuilding. So I'm gonna kind of try to speed this up because I'm getting pretty close to 20 minutes now. But bodybuilding is more set, like you go in, you do your days, you do a plan between 4 to 12 weeks at a time, and then you switch it up, because after that you're going to start getting pretty bored of the same exercises, and then you have to eat specific meals. With CrossFit, yes, you do have to eat specific foods if you want to be like a competitor or an elite athlete. I'm not at a point right now where I'm on like anything specific at all, and I don't know if I ever will, because I don't know if I can do meal plans. But with bodybuilders, it's from what I've done, again, not saying this is everyone else, and if you have a completely different experience, I would absolutely love to hear it in my comments. I'm not even kidding. Like, I'm not trying to fight with people. Like, if you can go and eat carbs and crazy, like say you're a bikini competitor and you can eat 250 carbs a day, like I want to hear that story, and I want everybody else to hear that story, because I think that is amazing. That's not what I had, obviously, if you've listened to my other videos. So it was very strict low carb diets, which made me feel really weak and lightheaded, and I couldn't build my strength because I was just so hungry all the time. So it wasn't like, it was just high protein, low carb, low fat. So it was just a ton of protein. Like I was 100, no, sorry, I'm not telling you my weight because I don't want to trigger people, but I was at a certain weight that was pretty small, and I was eating like upwards to 200 grams of protein a day. So it was a lot. And I was eating that, and then say like anywhere from 80 to 120 grams of carbs, depending on where I was in my prep. And then the fat, I didn't really count the fat, but it was always like 50 grams maybe. And maybe that's a lot, I don't know. But that wasn't a big issue. It was always high protein, low carb, and then wherever the fat kind of sat. But it wasn't high carb or high fat at all. It wasn't like keto. It was just fat was whatever. And so the bodybuilding is very diet specific. You can't be a bodybuilder and eat whatever you want. I mean, guys say they are, but you can't be a bodybuilding girl and go to McDonald's all the time. Unless you have some crazy friggin' metabolism that every food gets turned into muscle somehow. But it's very diet specific. And it is, the workouts are fun. Like, I got to a point where once my carbs got a lot lower and I was feeling a lot weaker, it was very exhausting because it was a lot of cardio, like anywheres from started from like an hour to like 2.5 hours ish, around there. And then on top of that, you had to go to the gym and do your actual workout, which was like mine was 5 days. So it was like back and buys, chest and tries, legs and butt, shoulders, I did a lot of shoulders and butt too, just because those were the two main things that they want to see on a bikini competitor. And then the last day would be, I don't know, probably like another leg day or something. So, or oh my goodness, core and cardio, things like that. So at first it's super fun, and especially when you start a new plan, because you're just like all about it. And I like love tricep extensions, like pulling the rope down. That was my favorite. And I love shoulder workouts, I still do, and back, like those things, and legs. So I do enjoy the bodybuilding type thing. I just find for me, I got bored so easily. So I would have to switch it up after like 4 weeks, like at most 6. I've only ever done one 12-week plan, and it was powerlifting. It wasn't bodybuilding, it was powerlifting, because I wanted to gradually get stronger. Where with bodybuilding, it was all about my appearance. It was like trying to make things look a certain way to look good on stage. And that's what bodybuilding means. You're building your body to look a certain way. So it's a lot different. It's so, like, again, not saying this about everyone, for me. So other people, I think, enjoy that a lot. And I did like seeing my body change. But for me, it was coming from a place of self-hate. Like, I hated the way I looked, so I wanted to change it. Where now, if my body changes, like, it's not, I don't care. Like, if I stayed the same for the rest of my life, I wouldn't care. If I got a little bit fatter, I wouldn't care. If I got a little bit smaller, I wouldn't care. Like, and like, I don't care that much. But yeah, I do want to look athletic. Like, obviously, if I'm killing myself in the gym 5 to 6 days a week, like, I want to look like I go to the gym 5 to 6 days a week. But it's not like my main focus. With CrossFit, it's getting better at those movements and faster, keeping my endurance up. It's like a lot of other things besides just changing my body. And I think for me that the diet part with CrossFit is a little bit more free, because I don't focus on that right now. I'm just enjoying the workouts. I do think that I will get to a point where my diet is going to have more of an effect with the CrossFit, but it's not something I worry about yet or care about right now. Where with bodybuilding, it was like the diet was number 1 and then the workouts were number 2. So I think for any person, if you're looking to, from my perspective, again, I feel like I have to keep saying this, but not saying this about everybody, but for me, if you're looking to have like a community, fun, feel like really endorphin rushed, and like push yourself to the extreme, that you are sweating, your hair's like everywhere, and you're on the floor like trying to catch your breath at the end, CrossFit. If you're looking for, you want to build strength so that you can do things, like, I don't know, like if you've never gone to the gym before, but you want to, like, I don't want to say build strength, because you build strength in both, honestly. Powerlifting is like probably the best thing to build strength, and Olympic weightlifting. But for changing your appearance, I'm just going to say it, bodybuilding, 100%. I think CrossFit will change your appearance, because you're doing things that you've never done before, and like pushing yourself and pushing your body. And then when you do things like that, you're going to want to start eating differently. So you're going to want to eat the chicken and the salad, and because you feel like trash if you don't. So then changing your body is like your one goal. I think bodybuilding is more going to be the thing that you're going to enjoy. But if you're wanting to do a overall change, CrossFit is really fun. I find myself, CrossFit's fun. Bodybuilding is putting in the work to look different, if that helps. So I think both are great. I really do. I wouldn't, at this point in my life, I won't be quitting CrossFit to do bodybuilding. And if I had the choice to pick one or the other, it's always going to be CrossFit. But I don't know, maybe in 5 years, I'll be like, you know what? I want to go back to bodybuilding, never going to compete. But I want to go back to bodybuilding, and I want to just like change my body up and get bigger shoulders and a smaller waist and a bigger butt, and that's what my main focus is going to be. I don't know if I would give up CrossFit actually, but I would definitely add in the bodybuilding aspect of it. So I already said what CrossFit was, basically community, friends, fun, pushing your limits, and doing things you never thought you could do. Bodybuilding is clean eating, which I hate saying, but like eating those foods that are high protein, lower carb, from what I've done, and maybe high fat, moderate fat, I don't know what it is anymore, but it's a high protein diet. Diet is a big thing when it comes to bodybuilding. You probably do make friends. Like I made a couple of friends, but it wasn't like we would go to the gym and talk all the time. It was like go to the gym separately, work out, but then afterwards we might go get sushi and talk. But it was mostly talking about how much we hated it. So anyways, it is making friends in a different way, being by yourself, pushing your body, but as far as you can go with this little bit, with the amount of calories that you can sustain working out, but still lose weight. Unless you're trying to gain weight. I've never had that situation, so I can't speak on that. Like, I've never done a bulk ever. So I'm sure those sound way better. It's like eat a little bit over what you should be eating, doing like heavy lifts, no cardio, like that shoot sounds really fun. Like I think that would be a lot more fun. But so bodybuilding is more building the body and eating more strict and making friendships because you completely understand each other and what that lifestyle entails for sure, because it's very different than any other life. And hopefully having fun with the workouts. Like I think it definitely could be. I've definitely had fun bodybuilding, like before everything got kind of murky and I just wanted to be as skinny as I could get. So I definitely think bulking would be fun though. So I like them both. I think if you are a beginner and you're questioning what you should do, I regret that I didn't join CrossFit first, just because I wish that I was 7 years into CrossFit and I could do a handstand push-up. But maybe try them both and see which one you like better. I just wouldn't not try CrossFit because you think it's going to be this intimidatingly scary, hard thing. It's not. But I also don't think, like, I wouldn't judge somebody who did CrossFit one day and did bodybuilding and was like, oh, I love bodybuilding, I don't like CrossFit at all. Like, good, I'm glad you found what you loved. So it's kind of a rant, but I hope this makes a lot of sense and it'll help you decide which one you think is best for you. I do know the typical thing is most people join a gym because they want to be alone, they want to do their thing, they want to put their headphones in, they don't want to talk to people. They think like they have to get to a certain point in their fitness before they can do other things or join classes or start making friends, or they just, it's almost like they feel like they have to be an athlete from day one to be involved in those other things, and I don't think that's true. I think you can start whichever and do whichever and you'll love either. It's actually a woman that goes to my CrossFit gym who said to me that she's never, I don't know if she's going to see this, but she's never worked out and this is her first thing she's ever done for exercise, and she loves it and she is like killing it. Like sometimes I look over and she's doing the same weight as me and I'm like, I've been working out for like 8 years. I gotta, 7 or 8 years, I don't know anymore, but I gotta kill it. I gotta lift a little heavier. So yeah, anyways, I am gonna stick to my CrossFit. I think it is working for me. It has all the aspects I want in a workout routine, and maybe if I tried it when I first went to the gym, I would have hated it. I don't know, but hopefully you find the thing that works for you and you fall in love with it and it's a passion, and whatever it is, you literally just can't wait until you do that thing in the day. Anyways, I'm sorry guys. I'm done trying to make these 10 minutes long because I can't shut up. So you can like, comment, and subscribe. Please comment. Like, I feel like I'm talking to the air, and I really want other people's opinions. And I want somebody who loves the process of bodybuilding, because I see it all the time. And like women, men is, I'm sorry, but it's a little bit easier because they can eat a lot more, and then it just builds onto muscle. But I do see a couple of girls that I can think of off the top of my head that love this whole process. And I want to know, like, I want to know if they actually are never hungry, or if they're eating like a lot of carbs, things like that. Like, I don't want to sit here and bash it and say like, oh, it's low carb, it's hard, it's you're hungry all the time. Like, that was me, but I also have an eating disorder. So maybe there's like people out there that don't have an eating disorder and they can eat like enough foods to fuel themselves, and they just freaking love it. And I want to hear that stuff. So please like, comment, and subscribe, and let me know what you think. And hopefully one of these works for you. Maybe you'll do powerlifting. Maybe you'll do Olympic lifting. Can't speak apparently. Like, maybe you'll just start running only. Maybe you'll go for walks every single day. Like, I don't think you have to do one of these two. These are just the ones I have most of a background in. So I just want to compare the two. So hopefully this helps. I'm really glad if you made it this far, and I hope that you don't feel so scared to join whichever gym you want to join. And just know that if people, I've never witnessed this really, but like, if you are looking at somebody and you feel like they're judging you, always remember that if somebody judges you, it's their insecurity. It has nothing to do with you. So say if I looked at somebody, this sounds terrible, and I was like, why is she here? Like, she's too fat to be here. That's me. Like, I'm the one saying she's too fat to be here. Like, that's not anybody else's opinion. That's me, and that's an insecurity that I would have had of being too fat to go places. Like, everybody thinks differently, and some people who are staring at you are probably like, oh, that's a new girl, never seen her before, or oh, what a pretty shirt. Like, just try to remember not everybody's a jerk like I used to be. And I'm not saying that I used to think that, but anyways, that they're not always looking at you in a bad way, and they might just be looking at you because they love your shoes, or they're happy that somebody's joining the gym. Like, anyways, I'm sorry, this is so long. Hopefully this helps, and I hope everybody starts their fitness journey, or continues it, or tries some new things and feels absolutely excited to go to the gym every single day, because I know I sure as heck am. Anyways, see you guys.